showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here for the Great Wall of Comics. It's Slabber Day, and it's time for another cop issue episode. That's what we're calling it, of OnlySlabs. And gosh darn it, ready to rock and roll. We have the main man from Canada himself, Chris the Comic Vet. How the hell are you today, sir?
Wonderful, brother. How are you? I'm liking your energy tonight. That's good.
I'm excited. I've had a pot of coffee. I had some sleep. So yeah, it's good. It's a beautiful day. It's currently 18 degrees, expected to get up to about 21 for those of you on your Celsius scale. And we have a great guest in the form of Chuck Hensey, ladies and gentlemen. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Look at that. It's like magic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day here in North Carolina, and I can't wait to show off some slabs.
Well, great. We will get to that in just a second. I was just marveling as we did our beautiful little countdown intro. Of course, taken last year at Heroes Con. This year, look at that. Heroes Con, baby. Booth 1766. That's where it's at. Comics Curing Cancer will be there. And we're going to have, of course, some stuff. We got this 2025 Comic Curing Cancer art book going to be available. Of course, the cover being debuted June 1st. DJ links will be posted up that, so you want to be paying attention for that when that comes June 1st when we announce that. I will say that I have seen it. I have a copy. Baby, this is a beautiful, beautiful book. You guys are going to be thrilled to get it. Also, this year, Comic Screen Cancer, I just got shipment notification. We have Comic Screen Cancer badge lanyards that will be available to, while supplies last. The folks that come up to the booth and say hello, no charge. You want to make a donation? Great, no problem. But also, this man, Chad Chotel, great fan, friend of the channel. He is doing he's going to be there tabling. He's doing conventions, commissions. He's got some advanced commissions he's taking, and not only is he doing it at a discount con rate, but he's donating half the portion to Comics Curing Cancer. Oh, wow. So you can get a sketch cover for full color, full body for $90. You can see a Spider-Gwen. That's one that's actually mine. But
Batman Who Laughs. That is wild.
Yeah, so Showtell Arts, again, great friend of Comics Screen Cancer. He's supported us with many donations. He's got an art piece featured in the book, and on top of that, he's also on our website, guys, the new Comics Curing Cancer web store. The 2025 Comics Curing Cancer shirt is actually Chad Chotel piece. I forgot to get a snapshot zoomed in of it, damn it. But anyways, I will drop the link for that in a second into the chat and pin it. So anybody who wants to go to the new Comics Curing Cancer store, it is also pinned. It is also in the links here on the description, in the link tree and in the channel, but I'll put it in the chat. That new store is actually, we've tested it. It is printing and shipping within 7 to 10 business days. I mean, not just shipping within 7 to 10 days. I mean, the shipments are arriving in 7 to 10 business days. So you have time to get your C3 shirts in time for Heroes Con. We would love for as many people as possible on Saturday to show up flooding that floor with Comics Curing Cancer shirts. All right. Well, without further ado, let's do Romper Room, and then we will get the show rolling.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, Christina Payne, quick, first here in, everyone, appreciate you being here. Remember to She-Hulk smash that thumbs button on your way in. Absolutely, please do. And make sure you follow our special guest, Chuck Hensey. Let's see here what we got going on. Marty Alechko, bang, Cancer sucks. He starts it off quick today. Cancer sucks. Slabs are cool. Our first super chat, of course, all the super chats go to support comics curing cancer. Thank you so much. Marty, this was for you. Ch- 25 Perez through the mail, stopping in and saying hello. Steve White, happy Slabber Day. Going to watch on the rewind due to a crappy internet. So sorry to hear that. Nerdy Geek, happy Slabber Day. Rob and Chris, how's everyone's weekend going? It's starting off strong. Jay knows the way. It's summertime, baby. I should be outside soaking in the rays. Instead, I'm here with you all, slabbing it up, and couldn't be happier. Well, thank you for adding that last bit because I got of sad for a second. Log swinging in says, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time we all love. It's Saturday afternoon. It's OnlySlabs. Joe Anachronic Comics. Hey, this is going to be great. Justin Birch. Hi, everybody. Oh, hi, everyone. Sorry. Cliff on Comics. Cancer Sucks. Dead Man Comic Cover Show. It's Slabber Day, people. It most certainly is. Mm-hmm. Robert Monroe Jr., happy Slabber Day and happy Memorial Day weekend to those in the U.S. Let's see, MJ Comics. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you. Let's see. I have comic issues. Hello, everyone. Mad Spidey, bam! He's kicking us off strong with that $14.99 super chat. Never fear, Mad Spidey is here. Thank you so much, Spidey. We you know what? I'll go straight to the big one for you, sir.
That's not what it looks like.
It's not.
The Adventures Joe Chucky is back, but where's your red hair, bro? Also, how come you aren't a killer doll anymore? Did you get a new body? Okay, jokes are over because I ran out of things to say now.
Bro.
Artrell, hi everyone. Wellbore dropping those C3 super chat or comment emojis. That's what they are. I know how to say. A pot of coffee and sleep. The great combo. Let's see here. We got Space Case Collectibles. Yo. We double up. Yo. David Clark. This better be good. I don't know any other way to do it, brother.
That's how we do it.
Chris Bell. Happy Slabber Day. Clip on Comics, $5 super chat. Happy Slabber Day. Cancer Sucks. Welcome, Chuck. Thank you so much. This one is for you, Cliff. Mr. Comics 89 reporting for duty. He said, letting us know that he deploys at 10 p.m. or 2200 on the 30th to Korea. Well, sir, make sure you stay safe, and I hope you enjoy your time over there, sir. And don't have a crappy time. Only have a good time. Let's see here. Terrific comics and pop culture says, "Be safe, Mr. Comics 89." That's indeed, right. We all agree, and thank you. Let's see here. Jay Knows Way. Is Chuck actually a name or is it short for Charles?
Short for Charles. So
there you go. Yeah. Let's see. Heroes for Hire Comic Club says, happy Slabber Day, everyone. Let's see here. Who else? Oh, Madam Blaster swinging through. Cliff, Will, Rob, Chris, and all the other dudes on the screen. Listening, but sadly washing dishes. Well, hopefully the dishes will be done soon. The dishes are done, man.
That's right.
Let's see. Johnny Five's alive. Hey now, everyone. Brian Klotz, slabadabadoo.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Heroes for Hire Comic Club dropping that $2 super chat. Let's kick cancer in the nuts. Indubitably, this is for you, sir.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me.
Lord help me, what? You're needed on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock the...
Anachronic Comics drops a $5 super chat. Says, in honor of my fellow Espresso Mail Call crew member Chuck, and to help destroy the supervillain Cancer. Absolutely, thank you so much for that. It will, of course, help out with the cause against cancer. This one's for you, Joe.
That beautiful bean footage.
Rod the Rican swinging in. Hello, yo, dude. Thank you so much for coming on by. I appreciate you, Rod. The real James Willie, not that fake James Willie, says smash that button and sub your panel. Share. Absolutely. Thank you so much for reminding us all why we're really here. Let's see. Kenneth Bird swinging in to say hello, everyone. Rob can share some likes to me. Okay, I will. We like you, sir. Yo, Brian Barrick. Good day, all. Let's see what else we got here going on. Let's see. Cat Fan Comics, man. I made it. Sorry, I'm late. Rob's Vat Sacks of Comics and the Comic Vet. Happy Slabber Day, my friends and fiends. Absolutely.
That was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well done.
Derek Neiman. Hi, guys. Happy Saturday. And happy Saturday to you. Vogsy dropping in that $1.99. C3 is my favorite thing to donate to, and we appreciate that, sir. Let's see. Vogs, this one's for you.
Time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Then, of course, we got JSS Brooklyn swinging in with that $4.99 super chat. Says, and good Memorial Day, all. Absolutely. Well, in honor of Memorial Day, this one is for you, sir.
You know, I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
Big shout out to Mad Spidey dropping that Printify link to the Comic Screen Cancer shop. Pinned it at the top. Thank you so much for doing that for us, sir. I was going to get around to it, but you are supremely awesome. Let's see here. Who else we got to say hello to? Jonathan, Comics Avalon. Hello. Happy Slabber Day. Thank you. And Brian LCS saying hello. Happy Saturday, all. And with that, I think we have gotten to the end. Oh, Dagger Cards. Thank you so much. Boggs is a smart man. Thank you so much. Almost missed you. With that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to beta test. We'll beta test this little feature that allows people to get their comments on the stage there as they come in. And with that, we'll turn off this banner and we'll turn on this one. We will make, oops, not me. We'll make Chuck big. Come on. Why isn't this Chuck? Make Chuck big.
That's how it works.
There it goes. And then, of course, we got to move us to the correct side. So we'll go over here. And Chuck, welcome back to OnlySlabs. For those who don't know who you are, would you mind telling them how you stumbled upon some powerful ring that allowed you to build constructs with just your will and imagination and fight crime your comic book origin story, if you would, sir.
Certainly. Well, as any good therapist would tell you, it's my dad's fault. So, he collected newspaper comic strips and had huge collections. He had all the Peanuts paperback books when I was growing up. He taught me how to read, reading the newspaper strip in the comics in newspapers. And then, so when I discovered Spider-Man on the Electric Company, he didn't have any problems buying me a comic book. And because they were good parents of the early 70s, and Dr. Spock told them that if I wanted to read, they should encourage me to read, they kept buying me comic books. And they kept buying me comic books. And at some point, my mother looked at him and said, so is it still a good thing he's reading? And it's continued on ever since. So
that's fair. Makes sense. All right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and bust out that first slab. Let's hit them. Okay. What did you bring to get these guys started with?
Well, I love slabbing Golden Age books. I love Golden Age books, even though it's a small part of my overall collection. It's a large part of my slab collection. And so I thought I'd start us off with some classic Superman with Action Comics.
and with an 8-0. Jeez. Slow down.
Well, he's bringing the pie to the face. All right.
That's right. Well, we got to start with something light here. So, a little bit of comedy.
All right. Chuck, what's the issue number and what's that release date for that action?
So the issue number is 95, and this is April of 46.
My God.
Sub 100 Action Comics in an 8.0.
Yeah.
Great googly moogly.
Bringing the heat right away.
Even if it is a prankster cover, but that's okay.
Hey, it's a little more lighthearted. Pie to the face is always good.
That's right. And I love the circle logo up here. I really do. That's just fantastic.
Classic.
So
just classic. Yeah.
And of course, you showed a DC book to start off, and Mark shall appear.
That's right. That's right. We want to make sure that everyone feels warm and welcome here. So.
Damn. That's a goddamn. Awesome. What a way to kick us off.
All right. So the next one, this is also a blame my father thing. When we went on long trips, because he was an older gentleman, he grew up on old radio shows. And so he bought all the cassettes for old radio shows for us to have to listen to on long drives in the car because he controlled the radio. And since we drove to Indiana a lot to visit my mom's family, we had long stretches of West Virginia and Kentucky where you couldn't get anything decent in radio. So I became a fan of a lot of these pulp characters. And I showed a Dell version of this last time, but this is a Green Hornet, number 2.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
And this is a book. I bought it just before he passed away. And I got it raw. It showed up at my local comic book store raw. And it was a one owner book. And he looked at me, he said, I'm just going to go put this in your bag and you can start your payments tomorrow. It's like, I know you. It's all right.
And just start your payments now. I love the presumptuousness, but hey.
Well, when you had somebody for 20 years, you kind of know what they buy and you just, know. Yeah.
The trade dress isn't big enough. Who is it? What's the title?
Yeah, I know. I love the intense look on his face though with the mask down there. That's just it's so cool. And for a 4.0, it really does. It's a great looking 4.0. So,
Well, I think that's a common it's not uncommon, I should say, when we talk about Golden Age books for a 4.0 to be a good looking book. There's a lot of things can get it down to that level that don't necessarily have to be destroying the cover art, and the inks and the paper that they used then being very different than those today, much hardier.
Yeah.
And so even with some spine cracks or stresses and a partially split cover or any number of other things that can happen or tears, they still hold up phenomenally and are very readable when they're not in a slab.
So Joe, that is 1941.
There we go, baby. Yeah.
Right.
Very
So-
nice.
Wow.
So just, and I love this. I love the Green Hornet stuff. So I've got books from almost every one of his series. In fact, when I finally get around to slabbing some of my Silver Age books, I've got the Dedell photo cover from the TV shows.
Oh, cool.
To get taken care of. So that's on the list when I win my first $1 million, right? So,
Yeah. I remember when I first dabbled with some Golden Age books. That was kind of my thing. It's like I wanted to get some of these, at least one book for each of these classic heroes. You wanted a Green Hornet, you wanted to get a Dick Tracy, you wanted to get, these different pulp character heroes, the Phantom or Zorro or whatever that have been around for so long. And it's great to see some of them coming back, but we haven't seen a Green Hornet, I don't think, in a while.
Well, I think Seth Rogen kind of killed the franchise with his movie, and it's a damn shame because it's a good character, but
it wasn't even that bad for just a comedic superhero movie. I mean, it wasn't obviously the Green Hornet that if you either read or watched the classic serials, but it wasn't awful as far as the grand scheme of things.
No, for a Seth Rogen movie, it was actually tolerable.
All right.
Sometimes we have to grade you on a curve. I mean, I'm just
that's right. There you go. Fair enough.
Fair.
All right. Next up, this is from 1946. This is one of my favorite books, and if Jerry was on here, it would be one of his too.
Oh yeah, nice, Mary Marvel. I'm a big fan of the classic Mary Marvel.
Number 2.
Wow,
you can't go wrong with this book. And I actually got this raw off of eBay, believe it or not.
Really?
Well, I was quite happy. It was actually in the condition. They didn't put a condition on it when they sold it, and so you were sitting there trying to magnify the picture up on your phone because trying to figure out, was it really what I think it is? And thank you, old wolf, thank you. And it turned out to be what I thought it was going to be, which is just amazing. So
Chuck, I see that it's got some verbiage there for the date. So what does it say there? Is this a multiple month issue?
No, this was just June of 46.
Okay.
So just so they were not bi-monthly at that time. So yeah. And she sold remarkably well. I mean, that's the other thing,
I just always am amazed. You look at some of the characters, the female characters of today, and you look at Mary Marvel. I mean, even back then, she wasn't running around in some like little skimpy outfit and all this other stuff, but she just has this. Every one I've seen is just a very classic beauty to the character, which is phenomenal. I just love them all.
Yeah, it worries me when DC does not know what to do with the Marvel family. And, you can see this in a lot of the ways they've shown up the last 10 to 15 years. They either try to make them evil or they depower them. And, evil Mary Marvel is a shtick that everybody's on right now. It doesn't work. I mean, I understand that, you might have some latent issues that you need to see your therapist about, but it doesn't work with this character. And, and it's just it feels like a hack job when people do that. And I'm not saying it is, but it feels like it. And
no, I got it. Yeah.
As much as I love the Young Justice cartoon, they did her so wrong in there. And I want a season 5 for them to be able to redeem her, if for nothing else.
Yeah. That's fair.
No spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Young Justice season 4, which overall is very good. Just this. Just this. That's all.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Sal's Comics Corner, who became a channel member. Welcome to the channel membership. Of course, channel membership does go every month. It's donated to support comics curing cancer. So thank you so much for your membership. Sal's Comics Corner, a future upcoming guest on OnlySlabs. Actually,
awesome.
It's great.
That's gonna be great. So. Cool. Well, we have next up, we're going to go back to the DC universe for a little bit.
Oh. Well, first we got to acknowledge Papa Wheelie. He says, sorry he's late. He's been watching Cheers ever since George went passing. It's good to go watch back some of that stuff. Well, we appreciate you very much swinging by and dropping a super chat for us. This one is for you, Papa. Thank you so much, and I'll throw up this one again. Let's scroll for a little bit, just reminding people that the Comic Carrying Cancer merch store link is pinned in the chat. We'll switch it up throughout the thing here. All right, Chuck, back to DC. You were saying
another DC. That's right. Since we've got our DC fans in the house, and I'm sure we've got Wonder Woman fans in the house, because how could you not have Wonder Woman fans? We have a Sensation Comics here.
Hello, nerds.
So number 69 here with a great magic cover.
Rob. Okay, please carry on, Chuck. Please.
You know, you gotta love. I love these Sensation Comics. This is one of. I've got 2 or 3 issues of it, and they're just beautiful. It's all right, Mad Spidey. We'll try and take care of you later. Don't worry. I know it's okay. But I love the backup stories in it are just great. So
okay,
it's
so
beautiful.
I have some questions about this book. Let's start with who the creative team is, Chuck, for this book. I'm curious if the creator of the character is the writer of this book.
He is. Yes, it's a William Moulton Marston story. It has Mort Meskins, Paul Ryman, and Frank Harry art. This is a J.H. Peter cover on it. Not that I know who he is, but he did a great job. This book is more interesting for the backups it has. Yep. It has a Wildcat backup in it. And, Chris, you will ask me.
Would you mind reading us what's on the right side of the blue label?
I'll be glad to, sir. This is the second appearance of the Golden Age Huntress in a Wildcat story.
Wow. Wow.
So,
nice.
Very significant book. Yeah. Very nice.
And this is not too long after Wildcat took over in Sensation Comics. He took over the spot that was Mr. Terrific's before that. So
there you go.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a great book.
Well, it's another one I bought raw, so I'm really happy it came out as nice as it did. So yes, unless you're a JSA lunatic like me who wants all the JSA appearances. And then yes, I did buy it for the main one and for the article and for the backups. Thank you very much.
And she did everything that they did and did it in high heels.
Yes, and but she would be willing to tie you up if you were bad, so it's okay.
And they were willing.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that conversation. So,
a certain flavor, a certain flavor, shall we say? Yeah.
So I guess we're going to talk about violence and love. This is we've got a good Harvey here. Nice. Another one of these great yellow covers, which I may have a few more of.
Look at you busting out 8.5, 8. Who knew that Chuck was a god darn freaking grade snob?
I buy what I can afford, you know, and if they give me a great price, who am I to turn it down, right? Woo. So I love this though. You got the mob, you've got romance, you got the lady with a nice red skirt, not a red dress, but she's got a red skirt, you know. It's just a great book. Yeah, love problems. That's right. Just because you don't have them, Cliff, doesn't mean the rest of us don't occasionally. Okay.
Love problems. He's coming between the two of them.
That's right.
Jay knows the way. Drops a $5 super chat. Says, "Love the golden age, Chaz."
There you go.
There you go. Let's find you. Let's get you a clip in here. Thank you so much for the super chat. Going to support Comics Curing Cancer. This one's for you, Jay. Know this way. Thank you so much.
So yeah,
did you say the mob or the male
the mob
or the mall? I guess he said the mall.
Yes.
Yeah, the mob.
It was a gangster girl, so she's a gangster girl.
Oh,
yeah. So you see, so we get both the crime and the romance here. So
nice.
Criminal
romance.
That's right. Well,
or romantic crime.
That's probably why Wonder Woman has the lasso for people. But anyways, we're just getting
forward, boys. We move forward.
I didn't know I was going to have a running joke there, so we'll just see. It's not going to run any farther though. So, I also enjoy a lot of the Disney stuff too. I know you've seen a lot of superhero stuff here, but I like a lot of the. Hey, Trev, I love a lot of the Disney stuff. And here is an early 4-color, another one of those yellow covers with the Mickey and Goofy on it. So
5.
Yeah! Yeah!
Oh man.
And a shark cover, no less.
And a shark, that's right, and something that's trying to pass itself off as a submarine. So,
well, the shark covers are a whole thing unto themselves among collectors. So,
yes, they are. So,
wow.
And of course, the great thing about the 4-color books is if you get them slabbed, you often, and not on this one, but you can often find out what the end of the story was. So,
you can slab it and read it. Yes,
that's right. So
that confirms it. Chuck's a great snub. Great, Mickey. Nice.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse is amazing. Absolutely. That was high grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love my Mickey stuff. Goodness. So these are just great. And they're so, I hate to say they're undervalued, but they're undervalued. The Mickey stuff, people don't really think about them, but there's tons and tons of Disney collectors out there,
Yeah, I find that's not uncommon with a lot. There are segments of the golden age, especially like right now, pre-code horror.
Yep.
Some of the certain artists, L.B. Cole, Schomburg, that there's segments of it that are super pricey, but there's enormous swaths of it that are ridiculously affordable. Right. That somebody who just wants to get into this type of stuff can collect. They're very collectible and they're very, very affordable. I mean, I'm talking about you can pick book up for 30, 40, 50 bucks.
Well, and I got this one raw and I got it for under $100.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Chuck, what was the year on this one? Was this early 50s?
1948. So,
look how great that book looks for 1948. Wow,
it looks great for a modern book. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, it stands up today, no problem. Yeah, I'm glad it's not Jeff the Shark.
Unfortunately, it is not a Barks cover. Unfortunately, so I wish it was. That would make it perfect, but it's not. But it still looks awesome though, even without that. So, okay, the next one is a Mark Andrews made me buy this. And if you follow us on Espresso Mail Call, you will know that Mark Andrews sometimes entices people to buy things. And by the way, Espresso Mail Call is this Friday. Just letting people know.
This show entices people to buy things,
Yes, it does. And this might entice people to buy things. So this is another 4-color Mandrake the Magician. You were talking about those classic characters, right?
Yep.
And here we have a Defender of the Earth right here, Mandrake the Magician.
Yep.
And, one of those guys, again, who I think is severely ignored because he has dropped out of the mainstream for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark showed this off on our channel on the show, and I was like, I've got to have a copy of this because I am a sucker for painted covers.
Yeah, the painted covers.
I am a sucker for lovely painted covers. And and this to me is just really cool. And I did have to pick up a much lower grade raw copy so I could actually read it. So.
I thought you were saying that was your much lower grade copy.
No,
Jeez Louise, man.
We're slumming it with an 8.0.
In a state that is not. Yes.
Mark's a good dude and a very tall man for those I've never met Mark. Very tall man.
I have yet to meet him in person, but I hear rumors that he blots out the sun when he walks by.
Yes,
so
he's taller than what I am. Yeah.
So
But yeah, I think Mandrake Magician was, he was one of those characters, like you said, that he's been out of the spotlight. I mean, he only recently we've seen him. Oh, I mean, obviously when Defenders of the Earth in the early 80s came out.
Yeah.
And then we've seen him now. Mad Cave is redoing Defenders of the Earth.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing a little bit of them there. But yeah, I mean, other than that, can't think too much of.
Well, the King character, he's one of the he's under the King copyright spotlight, and and as you know with some of the Flash Gordon stuff,
Yeah,
some
they
of the
kinda
rights
keep 'em
with
under
King
wrap.
Comics has been a little screwy. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
but we might revisit the Defenders of the Earth in a few books. So yes,
Yeah,
Nice.
that's actually how I'm aware of the character. That's what Joe says here, because the Toronto Sun used to reprint old strips of Mandrake, and that's how the little bit that I know of the character is that way.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Chuck, I'm impressed with the grades of your Golden Age books. It's always great to see Golden Age books in great shape that managed to not be donated to a war, burned an anti-comic hatred.
I agree with you 100% on that, Robert. That's part of why.
And Marco settled for the lowly 8.0.
I will settle for what I can afford. Let's just
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned pre-code horror earlier, so we don't want to go without some horror. And I showed A Witch's Tale last time, so I figured I'd show my other one this time with a great "I'm Not Dead Yet" cover. So
That is awesome.
and
The clip I meant
That
to hit.
image just a little bit more closer,
there
so we can
go.
see what the villains are kind of doing there.
Yeah, there we go. See if I can
Oh, that's great.
reduce
The
the there.
Undertaker.
I know.
Yeah.
This is just these books, and for so long, of course, nobody was going after these books, because when I got this in the 90s, and it's got a tiny split in the spine. Okay, come on now, be nice to it.
You couldn't find an 8?
Oh. Yeah. He's really slumming it now, folks. Yeah.
I bought it raw. Okay, I bought it at Metropolis Comics. What I love about this, last time I showed you A Witch's Tale, I showed you the back cover, the back advertising, which was really wild. So the back advertising for this, what do you think it is? Right, it's a Witch's Tale.
Well, Witch's Tale, it's doesn't really matter what's on the front, but for this era, I'm generally the 3 that come to mind are either the BB gun, or well, sometimes not even a BB gun, sometimes it's a real one. Baby Ruth.
Yep.
Or some sort of shoes.
So I'm just gonna add one more thing to that.
Okay.
A Schwinn bicycle.
Well, so Rob's third one is the closest,
Okay.
but I've got to wonder who they thought the target audience was for this.
Man,
Women's nylons.
Nylons. There you go. Yeah.
Now-
Okay. That was.
I'm not a marketer, but how do you? No, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with her legs. Okay, I'm not saying that. But how do you connect this with this?
Well,
Which
most,
is generally
for them, they always think of witches are women and women are witches.
I guess so.
But I think it's a reality of just, hey, anybody could be reading horror.
That's true.
Stuff necessarily, men and women may buy nylons for themselves. The men might buy nylons for their ladies.
That's true. That's true.
Back in the day, those, speaking of which, nylon is something that you just don't see today.
Yes, I don't. Yeah, I saw some commercials from the 1970s where they're talking about like the Hanes egg stuff, and
Yeah,
you
you
don't
don't
ever-
all the time. You used to go to the drugstore or whatever. There was aisles and aisles.
Mhm.
Nowadays, nothing.
Yeah.
Not that I'm looking to buy some, but
But if you were, they're
I'm
not
just
there.
saying. Yeah.
it's quite
Yeah, there you
curious. The two of you have this in-depth knowledge of ladies stocking.
What it was is when we would do Easter, mom would have these plastic eggs that she would put little things in, right?
Yeah.
But then she would also save like the big legs brand.
Yeah.
Came in these giant eggs, and she would save those, and we would put bigger toys in them. So that's how I knew about them originally, was that. And then of course I went shopping with mom and stuff, and there'd always be that stuff there. But anyways,
I'll tell you what happened. It's one of you just mentioned like nylons. We don't use it anymore. Yoga pants, baby, have killed nylons.
Well, they're different purpose in life, very much so.
Yeah.
But I mean,
just saying.
So we don't want to get into that discussion.
No.
Anyway.
Moving right along, boys.
Let's go back.
Yeah, really. How do you put a pair of yoga pants over your face and you want to rob a bank? Is that how that works there?
Well, it depends on what size you get. Because some of those can be really
let's move on to some more
stretchy
horror
and
here.
There you go. Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead, Chuck. Save us quickly.
Yoga pants. That might be more horror. So we have an
sweet
here.
Screaming Chiba monkeys.
Oh, God, Peter, hit me.
Yeah.
Ow!
So ACG you don't see much of anymore,
No.
or you don't see a lot of them.
Well, in my garage I do, but I mean,
well, yes. But we've got a great horror thing here with a wonderful, wonderful monster cover, and this is a cool book. And again, more of that yellow, which I never realized how many yellow covers I had till I started going through all my slabs and
go through Golden Age, golden and red.
So it was a really cool. And Forbidden Worlds ran a long time too. I was surprised by how many issues it ran. It was a couple hundred. It was almost 200 issues, I think.
Now, boys,
and an APG was the ones where they had a couple different title runs, and their titles would change. Like for like 70 something issues, they'd be horror, and then all of a sudden they're science fiction, and then they're as something else, and it's and you had some pretty interesting, weird characters that came out of there. But at the end of the day, it's one of those forgotten comic
publishers.
But yeah,
so it's called the American Comics Group.
Okay.
And it was fairly prominent, and this is I think 52. So it was fairly prominent in the 50s.
Yeah.
But a lot of these books, when you find them, they're just in really beat up shape.
Yeah, they are.
Partially because people didn't collect them. Partially because the paper quality is probably not as good as what you would have
nowhere near as good. Yeah,
from your Fawcett or Timely or any.
It's very much on par with Charlton comics, in my opinion, where it's like they're cool books to have, but they're much less likely to have a good quality because the paper just wasn't quite the same.
Yeah. So
great.
Anyways, just a cool horror book there for us.
Yeah, I love Forbidden Worlds.
Switching over to some sci-fi, and because it is Rob, and we have to have at least one bubble helmet.
Holy cow! Yeah,
we've got ourselves an Atlas book here, Strange Worlds. So,
I do like that.
Old rocket ship.
That's the thing too. It's like it's the combo. I like bubble helmets, and then when you parse it with a rocket ship, and when we say rocket ship, you really should know there's a difference between spaceships and rocket ships. And the rocket ship has got that classic kind of torpedo design with those are great.
Yeah,
proper.
This is one of I only have like 2 or 3 Atlas books, so I don't have Atlas is just not one of those I have ever areas I've ever delved out because they're so expensive in any condition. And
and let's be honest, just by looking at this issue, we can tell that it's the same paper quality that when the whole thing switched to Marvel, because you can see the chipping along that as well.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that but at 4.5, but that's still, like Robert just mentioned, that's just a gorgeous cover.
You find though these science fiction books, I see a lot of them where it's they were passed around, especially in this era, because this is going to be what, mid to late 50s,
59.
Yeah.
So this is later. Yeah.
So this is in the heart of the minds of everybody going into space, as we've got Sputnik and we've got the Mercury programs, and you got this space race type thing that are getting ready to go, and everybody's imagination going to space. And with it, these things just got red and red and red. And books from this era, there's a lot of them where you see that. So yeah, you get the chipping and stuff, but man, at the same time, they were red repeatedly.
They were well loved.
Yeah.
Well,
much like a lot of the Bronze Age horror books.
Yeah.
Bronze Age horror books. Oh my God. Like they're equally as bad, it seems.
We we got some Bronze Age horror. So
Yeah. 59 was when Joe says that he and his pals were passing around our comics.
well, I'm glad he didn't start it when he was any younger than 59. That's good. That makes me feel much better. So
all right. How are we
All right.
coming on? Are we close to the halfway point?
2 more, and then we will hit the halfway
more?
point.
All right.
So
Okay.
I mentioned painted covers earlier and the Defenders of the Earth. So we have
The Phantom, very good. Excellent. Gold Key
classic
Phantom.
jungle cover.
Classic
Classic
slab as
leaf
well.
wall. Yes, old school slab.
Yep.
This is one of those guys I got introduced in the newspaper strips with my dad because the Phantom ran every single day, and just a fantastic, great series. Even a good read too, as a matter of fact. And of course, with these Dells,
The pinup on the back.
you get the pinup on the back, which is just awesome. So,
Nice.
yes.
With lions. Yeah.
So, and the blonde, the poor blonde. So,
The ghost who walks for the win.
that's right.
Yeah, and I think we're getting a new series here soon, right?
I think so. Yeah.
'Cause we had the free comic book day Phantom.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's been a lot of good Phantom series. That Phantom 2040 cartoon was actually not half bad back in the day. So, all right. So last one before we get to halftime, we're going to move ourselves up into slightly more modern time, the 1971, with some good Nick Cardy goodness.
Oh.
With
we enjoyed
love.
That does look like a 1971 cover.
Yeah.
Aside from 1971 emblazoned on it, that is very much what I would expect from the late 60s, early 70s. Yeah,
Man.
like a concert poster if you'd remove
Yeah.
Yeah.
or a poster. Yeah, like what's going on in this type thing. Yeah.
This is a hard book to find in any shape. It's one of the super giant DCs, which is both of the love issues are extraordinarily hard to track down. And I've got the other one raw, and this was a COVID purchase, which I was very, very happy to get at a 7.0. I know people are joking about me being a condition snob. This is a book that when you find it raw, people are charging just crazy amounts of money for it raw. And I was happy to get it. Almost paid as much for this in the 7.0 as people were asking for like 4s and 5s raw. I mean, just
Wow.
Just crazy number. But this is our good friend Charlie. I can't pronounce his name. Amarantano, I think, did the cover, and I love the cover. I love this era. So, yeah,
Phenomenal, sir.
And
That's
there's
a
your
great
halfway
first
point.
half. Beautiful. Well,
All right.
we will get back to you in the second half of the show here in a moment. We'll be doing a giveaway in just a second, but first, want to make sure to shout out that Goon Squad, the members of the channel at the highest level: Dale of Suspense, DJ Links, Dr. Von Hoot, Comics, Legion of Comics, Stephen C, Justin Birch, Letters, Circumstances, the Comic Vet, Austin LeMay, Mad Spidey, Collecting with Durs, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Deadman, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Collector, Team Ohana, still only 35 cents, Cliff on Comics, Bearded Comic Bro, Comiverse, Never Could Figure It Out, Daymares, The Adventurous Joe, Valenrook, Ronnie Johnston, Comics on the Edge, Omnibo, 1063 Comics, Silver Eagles, and Jay Knows the Way. Thank you guys all so much for supporting Comics Curing Cancer through your membership on this channel. We appreciate you greatly for that. And of course, if you're going to be out at Heroes Con in a few weeks, make sure you come check out Comics Curing Cancer at booth 1766. Swing on by and say hello if nothing else. And on Saturday, of course, we want to see folks wearing Comics Curing Cancer shirts flood the floor at Heroes Con. If you don't have one, check out the new merch store. There's plenty of time to get one before it is time for the show itself. The link is pinned in the chat up above. All right, let's throw up this. Gold is great is our hashtag. Get that in there. It could be any number of types of gold, but in this case, we'll go with comics. So gold is great. That's your hashtag. We'll be doing 6 pulls from the greatest weekly comic book giveaway box on YouTube, and I'll be shipping those out. We ship out internationally, so wherever you're at, you're welcome to participate. While people are getting that hashtag in, Chuck, what's coming up for you? Where can people find you on the old YouTubes or Instagrams?
Well, most of the time you can find me either guest starring with Joe on Anachronic Comics. I'm part of the Espresso Mail Call, where once a month we show off all the amazing stuff we picked up. It, of course, has Joe. It has the voice, Steve White. It has the enigmatic Mark Andrews. And, I just show up there for comic relief. So,
nice.
but we have a fantastic time, and you see some amazing books that you probably, you kind of wonder sometimes, what are these people doing? But in a good way. So I'm also appear often with Gary B on Gary B's channel. In fact, I'm going to be there on Tuesday showing off Atlas Comics. And we'll be talking about Atlas Comics.
Great. Awesome. I've seen a lot of different chats, guys. Just so you guys know, it is gold dash is dash great. The underscores won't work. God is great won't work. I also have seen some other odd varieties in there as well. Glad you're having fun with the hashtags, but just so we're clear, get your entry and you have to do it exactly as you see it on the screen. Chris, over on the Comic Vet YouTube channel, you recently dropped a video there about Ollie's packs. Very interesting. Watch that there. What else is coming up for viewers of the old Comic Vet YouTube channel?
I just actually, besides whatever happened to comic packs at Ollie's, I dropped my new Comic Book Day haul video, which I do inside my car, just inside my LCS. But I showed some scenes of Chris Pratt's second season of the Terminal List, which is actually being filmed outside of my comic shop. They decided to turn Main Street into a street from Belgium and turn every storefront into something that's French. So I encourage everyone to, hey, take a look at that. If you want to see movie magic as it's happening, check out my new Comic Book Day haul. Also, recently, I just opened a comic pack of Battle Beast. And if you're curious to see how I did, check out that particular video where I actually spotlight some of the variants that you might be able to get out of that Battle Beast pack. But this upcoming Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is Show Us What You Got, the live new Comic Book Day Hangout, where it's an open invitation for anyone to come on the show and show the books that are brand new to their collection, whether they're older stuff or new Comic Book Day books. The invitation is always there. Thank you, Rob.
All right, and let's go ahead and spin it, see who wins it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wheel
of
Fish.
And our winner of this first set of pulls is boom, shalaka boom. Ideal in Italy. Second time winner in a short period of time. I'm shipping books far. All right.
Congratulations.
Chuck, you're pulling books for a deal. Where should we start here? 1 through 10 from the front, 1 through 10 from the back, or back to front. Pull books.
Let's start from the back, and we'll go every 8th book.
Well, thank you a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. How do we do here? All right. Got a nice, interesting mix of books here. I don't know that your strategy paid off for you, but, let's go. Let's see. It's still some good books. Let's see. First up, we got Batman, Superman, Michael Turner cover featuring the Supergirl from Apocalypse.
Very nice. Very nice cover.
We've got ourselves, there you go, Italian artist, Del Otto, Amazing Spider-Man 50.
Ooh. Gorgeous.
And let's see here. We've got Ultimate Spider-Man number 12, the 1 in 25 variant.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Peter
The
getting
spider
caught
sense
red-handed.
doesn't alert him to toys on the ground, apparently.
There we go.
We got ourselves some Black Adam. The first, we were just talking about this. This is the first cameo of Mary Marvel as a part of the Black Marvel family.
Wow.
That's an awesome cover.
We've got the Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, first issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great giveaway book right there.
And the final book here in this set of pulls, we have When Gods Walk the Earth, the Eternals, issue number 4, the first appearance of Gammon the Gatherer, and in the first cover appearance, second overall appearance of Circe.
Cool.
Big key book.
Congratulations, Adil. We'll get those books out to you. Hope that you enjoy them. In the meantime, there we go. We'll bring Chuck back to the main stage. And Chuck, we're going to get back to you here because we are running slightly behind. So we'll kind of pick up the pace a little bit, but we're not going to shortchange you either.
Oh, that's all right. So we mentioned Charlton books earlier. Y'all know I loved my Charltons, and I love Peacemaker.
Nice.
So we got a Peacemaker number 5 here. Awesome cover.
Great.
Yeah.
Such a fun character.
It is. And of course, back then he didn't have a whole lot of personality, but thankfully John Cena fixed that.
Very true.
I couldn't see it though.
Yeah, well.
Yes, Rob.
There
yes,
you go.
sir.
Set up and serve. That's what we do. So anyways, got a great Peacemaker book here. And just another one of these awesome Charltons. So, all right. So you mentioned Bronze Age horror. So I thought I should bring some Bronze Age horror.
Ooh.
We do have.
I'm so glad we planned this ahead of time.
I know. We got our Charlton horror here with the Mummy.
Nice.
So
a 9.6.
Now, okay, I know. Now, if you look at the number on here, this is a very old slab. If you crack this thing, there's no way it's getting a 9.6. I'm just going to tell you. That's okay. I'm still willing to give it. I'm still willing to give it the bump, but yeah, it's okay. We can be honest. But it's still
what do you think it is? Is it dropping just like a 9.4s or it dropping further?
Probably 9.2, 9.4. Yeah, 9.2, 9.4. Yeah, but
that's it could. Yeah. Sometimes it's fast and loose. Sometimes it's just a Charleston.
Sometimes it's just a Charlton, and they probably looked at a Charlton that said, "My God, all the staples are attached, and the pages aren't dark brown." It's a 9.6. So,
and the Charlton comic said, "Yeah, well, hold my beer."
And Charlton Comics was like, "Wow, somebody remembered us. That's great." But no, this is a great Mummy cover. I like my Mummy.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
That is good. The next one, we're going to go back to DC for people. We have a House of Secrets 103.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Wow.
This is a fabulous cover.
Wow.
And not only is it a great cover, and I hate to be a broken record sometimes, but at 8.5, look at all that black on a cover on a Bronze Age horror book. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive, sir.
Oh.
Brock Morgan swinging in with that $10 super chat. Smash that thumbs
Very
up.
good.
The thumbs down to cancer because hashtag cancer sucks. It absolutely does. Thank you for supporting Comics Curing Cancer with your super chat there, Brock. Really appreciate that. Let's get this one here for you, sir.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No.
Appreciate you very much, Brock.
All right. Yeah, this is a great Bernie Wrightson cover. You know, and it also has a Sergio Argona stuff in the middle of it too. So which is neat too. So early Sergio stuff.
Wow.
Nice.
But I love what's going on there with the candle that's not a candle. So yes.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is one of my favorite horror books. So because you can't go wrong.
This mustache in comics.
Oh no. We have a Ghost Comics here. And kind of sticking with the theme of Bronze Age horror.
Mm.
This is a great series to collect if you don't collect it. They have gone through the roof though the last 3 or 4 years.
I noticed it. It used to be like this was a series that you could pick up really inexpensive. All the attention was on House of Secrets and stuff. And that there were these other ones that you could get like ghosts and witches and stuff. But man, they're just everybody's starting to go for them right now. It's like really about the only, I would say, you know, I'm not competing with most people, so it's fine. The only real kind of still last bastion on this is the Marvel horror. In this time, because all the attention's on the DC horror titles, really.
And the Marvel horror, of course, is mostly reprints, and that's why I think they go for a lot less.
Yeah, a lot of the monster reprints and stuff. Yeah, which is a different type of horror, but but there are some vault of like they have. I'm sorry, they do have some series that were true horror ones. But yeah, you're right, absolutely. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I will say this is a Mike Kaluta cover, and again. You know, Mike Kaluta is one of my favorite, the Bronze Age artists. His shadows, his run on the Shadow in the 1970s, to me is just incredible and just beautiful, beautiful work. So, and an awesome green here too. You don't see a lot of great green covers.
Yeah, that's true.
But here we are. So, okay. I think that's all the horror I've got here. Yeah, I think that's all the horror I've got.
Well,
so
that's horrible.
I know it is. So we're gonna switch go back to the 60s a little bit with some superheroes. Some of us may have remembered seeing these guys on TV. The Hanna-Barbera superheroes. This is another one of my friends. Maybe get this. We have our chat group from Joe's channel. Other people who have done stuff on Joe's channel, and Pretty Fly popped this in. He said, "You know, Chuck, on Shortbox, there's something that I think you might like." And that's always bad when people say that to you.
It's true.
You know, it's almost like you got to type. And so, but
it's almost like walking into your LCS, say, "Hey, I put something in your box. You can put it on the layaway plan."
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's sad when people know you that well. So I remember seeing these in elementary school when they were running these as reprints, or not reprints, but sort of reruns. But you know, you've got Birdman. I mean, you know.
I love it. Shazam.
Yeah, exactly.
Double Z N Shazam.
Right, because who ever heard of a mystical character named Shazam? Shazam.
Exactly.
Anyways, yes.
So, it's Avengers with a Z.
Exactly. So now the valuable ones, of course, of these are the ones that have Space Ghost in them. But but this is still cool, and it still ticks that nostalgia button. And of course, if you watch the collective reruns that were done, they also included the Fantastic Four series that Hanna-Barbera did, where they redid the first 40 or 50 issues of Fantastic Four, and were actually pretty decent, all things considered. I mean, for Hanna-Barbera cartoons, they were decent.
Right? Yeah.
But, we have to put that in context. So, the next book
they got us through our childhood.
They did, mostly because we didn't know any better. So you know, but that's
also true.
Speaking of a childhood book, this was just picked up recently. Joe has seen this. If you saw it on Anachronic Comics, this was my Christmas present to myself this year.
Nice,
because I love the Beatles and I love animation and I love the Beatles. And you know, again, we talk about having a type, right? So I told my wife I was looking for this on eBay, and her response was, "You mean you don't already have this yet?" which is never a good response. So
yeah. All right.
But
as a Beatlemaniac, then what's it say on the right side of that blue label there?
So it says it is the movie comics, poster included with a back cover pinup.
Oh.
And here is our pinup.
Very good.
Okay, I am jealous. I would love to meet either Sir Paul or George. So that would be fantastic.
Nice.
And someone
commenting,
you're
out.
Well,
yeah. And somebody commenting on the grade. I was actually looking at a 7.0 of this and said to myself, I'm going to do one more eBay search before I pull the trigger on that 7.0. And this was up for auction and nobody was bidding on it because it was a Tuesday night finisher. And I said, I'm going to put in what I'm going to offer the guy for a 7.0. And I got this for $50 less than,
Bravo.
That's right. And this is currently one of the only comic books that my kids are actually going to fight themselves over to keep once I am not around collecting comics. I've been told that this has already been put in the do not ever sell pile.
Wow.
So it goes there with the first print Bone #1, which is, that's a good choice too. It's good company.
I got to admit, I like the blue mini on the cover there. To me, that's the highlight. Yeah.
I just love this. And the poster inside is cool too. I've seen it online. So the poster is really neat also. So again, it's an awesome thing. Next up, and Rob, yell at me if we're running close on time. Okay. So
we're good right now.
We're good. Okay.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask Chris if he had any idea what he thought the fair market value on a 9.2 Beatles Yellow Submarine would go for.
Wow.
I will let you know.
Yes.
Just for giggles. Logged for 22 on cover price recently on a 9.4 sold for $780.
I can see that.
All right. I almost feel like I don't want to stray too far from that number. I'm going to give the chat an opportunity to drop some numbers too.
Yeah.
But while they're doing that, I do have one question. Chuck, what's the year of release for this? Is this like 71?
69.
69. Okay.
So it would have come out in conjunction with the movie. So.
Okay, so the timing would have been perfect with Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
So the band only lasted a very short while later after this. I see Jay Knows the Way is in at 6. Mr. Comics 89 is in at 400. Brock is in at 575. Jay Knows the Way is changing his mind, and Mad Spidey is 769. I'm going to go 700. I'm going to go 700, Rob.
Well, interestingly, so in July of 2024, a copy did sell for $700 on the nose, but the most recent, according to cover price, 9.2 copy sold for $374.
I may have to put this on my Heroes Con wish list. Yep.
Now, a bit, but again, he said he got it as a Tuesday night auction. It is a steal when you look at 9.0s were selling for about that same price, and the 9.4s selling for, even the one that sold at $700. That's a big downer from the previous one sold a month earlier for $1,200. So It's definitely a book that is a lot of Beatles fans in high grade. This is there's not a ton of sales, but it's a popular book. Really cool.
Yeah. And it's hard to find with the poster in it. I mean, that's the big thing. It's because the Beatles fans would have torn the poster out and put it up on the wall right away. So I've also got the 1964 Dell Beatles comic, which has a lot of the pinups in there, and it's real hard to find with all the pinups and stuff. So
and it's probably not a high population. Yeah, there's not literally there's not a ton of high grade transactions for sure. And I'm not looking at the census itself, but I will say that but you could get a raw copy, Chris.
Yep.
About from a 5.0 on up for about, it looks like it starts at about $50 for a 5.0 a fine grade and above, run you anywhere from $50 to $200. Raw.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
And you'll probably be able to find them at HeroesCon too.
Yeah.
I would
Thank you for
suspect.
playing with us, Chuck.
Certainly.
Whether you wanted to or not.
That's a great game. And like I said, I know who got the 374. So so just kind of staying in that 60s mod vibe. We've got a bunny here.
Nice.
All right. All right.
This is a wild.
Is this
wild
69
series.
or is it 70? Or what is this?
68? Christmas of 68.
All right.
All right. What are we pulling up
Okay,
next?
Christmas
Yeah.
68,
Yeah.
69. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right.
You know, there's not much you can say about it because the cover speaks for itself.
It gets better the higher you are, by the way.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Instead of the
Pop an
coffee,
edible and read along with Bunny.
well, you know, I'm not sure there was much reading involved with her, but that's quite all right. So
Easy, boys. Easy.
this is one of those wild series. You can find
Yep.
This is one of those wild series. You can find them out in the wild, and they are out and about, and they're just, it's an insane read. I mean, I've got a couple of other issues, and they're not graded, but so anyways, just a little something to lighten the mood some. So
Nice. I like it.
all right. Next up, I had a bunch of second issues. This is a second appearance that literally just came in from Shortbox, which I promised I would show at least a little bit of Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
And so here we go. This finishes my run of the Black Widow Tales of Suspense appearances. This was the only one I was missing. So
Nice.
really, really happy to get this.
That's a pretty narrow selection run that you're going for there. Just the Black Widow appearances in Tales of Suspense.
Yeah. It's about
what, 5 issues? 5 or 6?
5 or 6 issues. Yeah. But it also encompasses the first appearance of Hawkeye. So that's
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there is some
And
money
the first
involved
appearance
with it.
of Black Widow,
Yes.
which is not a cheap book.
A couple spicy
it-
meatballs, both of them.
It's one of those books I'm very glad I got in the 90s, along with the first Hawkeye. You know, back when they were just B-level Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Well,
nice.
but they are. I guess that they're in the movies, but they are.
Yeah. No, they're awesome Avengers. That's quite all right. So this is great, and I'm so happy to have this.
Yeah, Matt Spidey wears what he cares about on his sleeve. That's for sure.
You know, Matt, I'm sorry, I just didn't put a lot of Marvel in this stack. So
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah, Brock, I agree with you. I think this is a much better cover, and I hate this costume, and I understand her first superhero costume was not a whole lot better, but I just this look just doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't really inspire me. Though she's doing it all in heels and backwards. So, it puts her ahead of Magneto, who just wore a helmet. So
Hey, there you are.
But
yeah.
Anyways, so
like it.
Okay. 3 more here as we get a little bit more modern. We've got a Dave Stevens cover that maybe people are not familiar with.
The Christmas special.
A Comico Christmas special. And of course, people are not familiar with this Dave Stevens cover because, well, what he's best known for is not on there. Now, if he put an alien woman with probably Brock, yes. Now, if he put an alien
bringing it
woman
back,
on
Brock.
here, if Barbarella had showed up magically on this, drawn by Dave Stevens, it would probably be a much more popular cover.
Yeah.
But she did not. So, unfortunately, it's a cool Dave Stevens cover though, and if you're a Dave Stevens fan, it's really, really cheap. I mean, again, this is a 9.8 CBCS. I got it for under $50.
Is the back cover also got art on it, or
no? It does not. It has a listing of all the different stories in though there is a Bill Willingham story in there.
Because I know that sometimes they did, so that's why I was just asking.
Yeah,
That's
no,
right.
not on this one. So kind of cool there. 2 more. We have a Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Not the best known book in the world, but if you look at her dialogue, It is an all Klingon edition.
Oh, so the whole book is written in Klingon.
Yes. So they did 2 versions of this. They did a version in English and a version in Klingon.
So it's the Rosetta Stone for nerds.
Pretty much, yes.
Nice.
Again, one of those things that just happened to be sitting in my collection for some reason. My wife looked at it, sent a picture of it to some friends of hers online, and they've all decided I'm a neat guy now because I have Star Trek. So,
Rob, tell me you're a Star Wars fan, but I'm telling me you're a Star Wars fan.
I would have used this, even though I like Star Trek too, but even if it had been a book that was all written in Abaresh and English, I would have said the same thing because
yes,
I don't read Abaresh either. So
I don't read Klingon, but it's
balance it, Rob.
But it's just cool, It is just, it's cool. It is scary that someone took the time to actually compose the language and write in it.
Oh man.
But if you're looking for something,
we can all technically read it out loud. All we have to do is clear our throats 17 times.
Exactly. Yes. But if you're looking for something interesting and kind of unique to stick in your collection, this is cheap. I mean, it is not an expensive book at all. And, people probably have it in a high grade. This Marvel Star Trek Academy run is actually pretty good. It's from the 90s. It's actually pretty good. They did a run of the early voyages with Pike and his crew. Obviously not the group that's on TV right now, which is also a fairly decent read and had good art for the 1990s, which meant you could actually recognize the characters.
Yeah. I would imagine that this book would probably sell better raw, where you could see the Klingon inside, but at least it has some on a speech bubble on the outside.
That's true. Well, I think this is an early alternate cover. So
they should have done the trade dress in Klingon to boot, just a mess, just for it all. But
yeah, I don't think the Marvel higher ups were with that because they were probably freaking out enough that
they're already go, who the hell's gonna buy this drivel? And it's
I guarantee you they were probably saying that as they looked at it and they went, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, they know. They know it's like, look, there's a certain there's only a small subset that's reading Star Trek comics to begin with, and then we're going to subset that even less. So I'm sure it was the minimal print run to be certain.
Okay.
This is going to be great when it's clipped into a YouTube short. That's.
All right, the Klingon High Command is disappointed in your 9.6.
Klingon High Command needs to go have some words with CGC because I could have sworn it was a 9.8 when I sent it out. Okay, so
nice.
They are more than welcome to eradicate those people and have a conversation with them.
Hey, Art.
He is there. Oh, yeah. All right.
It's good to know our Romulan spies are not complaining.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll. Final book.
Here we go. So we're going to pull a classic key here, which is a recent pickup for me. First, the first animated Batgirl cover. No, this is great, and I am so happy I got this. This is one of those things I've been looking for a while, and wanted to get a nice, affordable copy, and I was finally able to get a nice, affordable copy for it.
It was nice that the prices came back down on it.
Yes,
for a while, considering that the 9.6 was running close to $1,000 for quite some time.
Yeah, it was running well over 1,000 for a long time, and it just, it was nice to be able to pick this up and add it into the collection. I like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's a wonderful character, and it's incredible how she has transcended comics into general pop culture. Just kind of blows me away. And so for this to be her first comics appearance is really, really cool. And so,
yeah. Awesome.
So that's the final book.
I'm on board with that book. Thank you so much for bringing that one there, Chuck. Appreciate you. Great books, Chuck. Says Jay knows the way. Thank you very much. Plenty of room to draw. Whatever. Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead and first we'll get ready to do our next and final giveaway. But first, before I do that, I do need to go ahead and run up the henchmen. Thank you guys all. All right, and let's go ahead and take Chuck. He doesn't need to be in the main stage anymore. We'll put that there, and let's throw this up here. Bang! Hashtag Comics Curing Cancer, which, oddly enough, that banner scrolling across to let you know that you can hit that pinned link, go to the Comics Curing Cancer store, get that Comics Curing merch. Hopefully, we'll see you on the floor at Heroes Con sporting that merch. Again, Saturday, we want to make it. We want to flood that floor with Comics Curing Cancer merch. Of course, we'll be out booth 1766. Come by and say hello. Next week on Comics Curing Cancer. No, not on Comics Curing. On OnlySlabs. Jeez.
Focus.
I was looking at the hashtag on the screen, and sometimes you just read. It's like Ron Burgundy. You just read whatever's on the teleprompter. I'm Ron Burgundy.
All right.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, MJ Comics on the show. Happy to have MJ Comics join us next week on OnlySlabs. And as you notice, 194 there, rapidly approaching on the big 200. Hopefully we're going to make that a nice extra special show for you all. Next week, though, for me, coming up on the Rob's Fat Stacks YouTube, of course, Monday mail call hit. Thursday, the third episode in Only My Slabs, responding back to many of you guys who have dropped some link messages saying, when are you going to show your slabs? And I realize it's going back and watching Chris and I in our infancy, trying to get our relationship going here on the early days of Slab Hub. It was kind of painful to watch sometimes. So
we found our footing, though, sir. We found our footing.
Well, and my collection has changed over that time. So there's a fair number of books that are no longer in the collection, and a lot more that are in the collection. So, anyways, Only My Slabs Thursdays. You can check that out as I'll go through 12 books at a time, 12 slabs at a time. We'll go through the collection together and see what's there. All right. And with that, we got 62 out of 62 people watching. So that's everybody's in here. So I say we go ahead and spin it to see who wins it. Ladies and gentlemen, round and around and around she goes. And where she stops, well, the internet knows. Our winner this round is... boom! Silver Eagles. Congratulations. Getting himself some pulls from the greatest weekly giveaway box on YouTube. I almost removed myself from the channel. That would have been a mistake.
Yeah. Watch your back.
All right, Chris. Silver Eagles. What are you pulling for them?
We're going 6 issues today.
Yes, sir.
Let's go 3 from the front, 3 from the back.
That's pretty standard for Chris.
All right, let's let it ride. And stop. And those 2 books, your finger splits. And stop. And those 2 books, your finger splits. All right. Watch your back.
Let's see. Oh, my goodness. All right. I like it. Good pulls, Chris. Let's see how you feel. First up, this is Battle Lines variant. I love Battle Lines variants of Symbiote Spider-Man issue 2.
Cool.
I agree. I have that and the Carnage version as well.
Wow. That's a beautiful cover.
Yep.
You like some Captain America, do you there, Here, Chris.
Yeah.
You like Mike Zeck?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an awesome book.
Well. This is a little bit of a
Deathlock
surprise, as Rob is a major Deathlock fan.
Yeah. So, Captain America 286, congratulations.
That's a fun 3-issue storyline there.
I hear that Fantastic Four is all the rage. How about first Avatar, Franklin Richards as an adult?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
That is a classic John Byrne cover.
Yeah.
Awesome book.
You know what? This one is in worse condition than I thought it was for a more recent book. I'm going to just reach down here and grab an extra book just because of that. Not bad. All right. So this is The Incredible Hulk issue 300. This is what was pulled for you. Special abnormally large size issue.
Yeah. And classic.
But as I was looking at it, it has a lot more spine ticks than I thought for a book that's fairly recent. So the extra book pulled for you, Batman Superman 23, the first appearance of the Batman Beyond. It's Tim Drake in the costume, but one of those are first Batman Beyond. There you go.
It looks like it might be a Michael Turner cover as well.
No.
It looks like it glows in the dark. I'm sure it doesn't, but it has that feel.
No. All right, 2 more books here for you there, Silver Eagles. How about Swamp Thing, issue 38? This is the second appearance of Constantine.
I don't really like that. Even though Swamp Thing is showing the buns.
I hear that Superman is really popular these days. This book is not Superman.
Okay.
Go
it better not be a Jimmy Olsen.
No. It's not even a DC book.
All right.
I just I know that Chris is a big fan of the Black Panther.
Yes.
And he loves it when I give away Black Panther books. This book features a Black Panther in it. It's the third appearance of the Black Panther in Fantastic Four, issue 54. Also the first...
Ow! And boom goes the dynamite.
Also the first appearance of John Prester, the Wanderer.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Look at those heads on the... You like disembodied heads? There's a whole bunch of them.
I'm going to disembody your head when I see you when I give away this. Come on.
This is a...
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Nice.
You know what's funny? People enjoy me getting upset, but look, it's not just me. It's not just me.
Congratulations there, Silver Eagles. Those books are coming out to you. I believe I have all your information. Also, the Mad Respect, if you're listening and paying attention, you won last week. I did not get contacted from you. You have until next OnlySlabs to contact me with your ship to information if I am to get you the books that you won last week. Otherwise, they will return to the giveaway bin. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for coming on out and joining us, and thank you for supporting Comics Curing Cancer with all the super chats, and for Chuck for coming on and bringing such slumming it comics. I mean, I don't know how you managed to get by, but we appreciate that. We appreciate you. All comics are beautiful. And guys, until next time, make sure that you collect what you want. Don't listen to any of us, especially me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.